Right, this video is for the guards. Okay, this is 50s pass protection, 50s, 90s. Okay. Um, Ife, if you're helping with the one, you can step up with your inside foot. If you had a guy on your outside, that's when you'd step up with your outside foot. Okay. But I like us to be a lot lower when we're taking this on. All we have to do is sit right here on the one technique. Okay, sit here and you can have your eyes outside, and if something spills in, then you can come off and block that. Okay. Burke, I like your hands here. Okay. Just try to stay more in front of him if you can. Or if anything, try to drive him out. I see that your shoes are slipping here, but it'd be nice if we could get a little drive as well. What might help you as well, if you up kick here, if you step up and punch him first with that outside arm and step up with that outside hand, he doesn't get a running start at you. You see how he gets a running start at you, and that puts you in a disadvantage. Okay, maybe if you step up, okay, with your outside foot and go get him first, that'll help you out a lot if you go get him. Next one. Yep. So this is if 5-3 and the inside backer steps up in the open A gap, the center's got to get him. The guard's got to pick up the one. And we do a nice job of doing that. Okay. That's very nice. We close this up really nice in here, and that's exactly how it should look. Wide open. Okay. It's a good play. Okay. Burke, this is a nice job here too. Once again, Burke, it might help you if you go up kick and go get that guy. Go throw him off. Okay, Ife, they do the little twist here. So if your guy starts going outside, okay, granted, I know it's a little late, then you got to go out and block this three. So then Mosman can get to the looper. Okay. Once again, Burke, like I said, it'll probably help you if you go attack this guy right away. It's going to help you have him not be in a place where he can get his hand out and maybe potentially bat down the ball. So let's go attack him a little bit more. Let's be more aggressive. Okay, Moline, good job stepping in, having your eyes on the outside, staying on that one. That's good. Burke, it seems like you're a little bit more aggressive here, which I like. Okay, I like your hands. Good. Here we run pass. Yep. So Moline, good job getting out to this to the 5 technique, getting out here, and then get to that shoulder and try to stay on him. Come back and try to stay on him the best you can. Okay, Burke, if he slants outside, yep, do exactly what you're doing. Look inside and look for somebody else. That's good. Okay, here, another 50s. So here, 3-5-7, this should be an off call. So we're blocking the 3 and the 5. So good, Moline, you're on him right away. Good job squeezing him inside. Now remember, if you're head up on him, see how you're head up on him? I want you on the inside shoulder. Inside shoulder, try to influence him to the outside. But you do a nice job driving him where he wants to go. So Burke, watching you, I think you had a fan call here, so Gabe should be going out. Gabe does not go out. Okay, so you're working out to the 5. You see Gabe stays on him, so then you work out to 7. This is great. That's great awareness on your part, knowing that Gabe screwed up and you went to go cover for him. So I really appreciate that. That's being a smart football player. All right. So Ife, you see your guy looped out, so you need to come back and block the guy that's slanting inside. This is what we worked on. Okay. So he slants across the face. You got to close that down, and now he's your guy, and Mosman needs to go block the 5. So you need to stay on Braden. That's your guy. Okay, both of them came free here. So Tommy, good job going out there and getting this 5 on that fan call. That's good. Working your hands inside. Okay, here we're running trap to the right, it looks like. Right? Yeah, this is trap. Okay. So Ife, you're pulling. The first thing you see is all you see is that outside shoulder. That's great. Go punch it and go drive it. That's exactly what we need to do. Okay, and we'll run the ball outside that. That's good. Moline, you could be a lot lower on your rip. You need to be ripping like you do on defense, trying to get up to this backer so this guy can't get hands on you. Okay, I know that I see that Elliott slanted into your gap. So then let's talk about that here. Your rule is gap double to backer. So there's no one in your gap. I mean, here you technically, it looks like he's head up, so it looks like you could double here. Maybe you could have made a double call. I don't think you guys did, but regardless, he slants into your gap. So now you have a guy in your gap. So now you need to block him, which it seems like you do. That's excellent. Okay. See how we build this nice wall here? That's exactly what we want to do on trap. On the back side, we want to build that wall there. Okay. Okay, now we're running truck to the right. So Moline, your rule is gap on. There's no one in your gap. There's no one on you, so you could pull, or you can just work to cut off on this backer. But I'd like for you to pull to have a better angle to get out there. Ife, your rule is gap on. Now, one of two things. You either might think this guy's on you, so you scoop him, or you just work up to cut off because your rule is gap on, cut off. So let's watch what you do, Ife. So here, you step to your gap. Okay, now this is where you can work to cut off. There's no one there. You could work up. Mosman should be working to block this guy. Okay, because these guys aren't going to make the play. All right, so we should be working to cut off here because your gap is open. You have an open gap. You can work up to cut off. This guy's really not head up on you. Gabe really isn't head up on you. So Moline, this is where you should be going cut off as well. Okay, you should be working to cut off. There's no one in your gap. There's no one on you. Work to cut off. Okay, here we're running counter left. You have this could be a cage double working to that backer. Okay, he slants away, so you're trying to work up to the backer, but you get punched in the back by Mosman because Mosman's getting washed down hard. Yep, so if that does happen, then we need to work back and try to find somebody else. Don't just stand there and watch the play. Go find someone to block. Go find somebody to block. Okay, Burke, watching you. That's an excellent job, Burke. Drive him inside. We'll run outside it. Good. Next play. Okay, here we're running counter left, reverse right. So on the front side, we're running counter. So here you should have a cage double team, I believe, but he loops outside. Okay, so this turns into a tag, which is fine. That's great. That's good. He slants out, so then you pick up this because you know he's coming in. I like it. Burke, that's a great kick out block. Very nice. Down on the hip. I love it. Okay, here we're running counter to the left. No, this is wham. Sorry, this is wham to the left. Okay. So here, yep, good. This is a cage. Tommy, you're shuffling down, trying to drive that guy over. Now look, you guys are comboing to a backer. Someone shows up in Gavin's gap, so he guys has to come off and block it. So you just stay on the one technique. This is really good. That looks good. We both you and Gavin could be a lot lower. Okay, I'd like to see you down on the hip, but we're blocking the right guy. Burke, watching you. Yep, you just have a gap call, or you're blocking your gap because there's a guy in your gap. He goes away. So then take what comes to your gap. Yep, take what comes to your gap. This is a really nice looking play here. So we are kicking the 5. This is H trap to the right. He runs way upfield, so you just get on him, Ife. It's good. And then Burke, you got a down block all day because it's a cat call. Now stay on him. There you go. That's good. I like how you get your head in front and you're driving him on the 45. That's good. This is a great looking play. Okay, here we run power to the left. Okay, so Ife, this is a play I was talking about here earlier. And I can kind of see, and like I said, this is kind of your judgment call of either you can make a gap call where you just go to backer and Mosman just blocks down. And in this case, I say that makes the most sense because this guy's really not on you. He's kind of lined up in the gap. So this, yeah, I'm totally fine with you ripping inside and blocking him, and he's blocking the 3. That's good. Now, if this guy was like really tight on you, a tight 3 technique where you think you could throw him over into your gap, then you can make a tag call where Mosman would try to drive him over into your gap. You'd take him over, and then Mosman would be the one to work up to the backer. Okay. So I'm fine with what you did here, Ife, as long as you stay on your guy and you block him and take him where he wants to go. Okay. And then Burke, you skip pull, looking up through the hole. Good. You blocked the first guy that's there. That's good. Okay, we run it again. So here, Ife, this is where I feel like it could have been, now that he's tighter, I felt like this could have been a tag call. Now he does loop out, so you probably end up just doing what you're doing anyways, which is fine because he loops out. So he goes out of your gap. So then you would just keep working on your tracks up to the linebacker. So, but if this guy played into you, okay, if he played into you instead of looping, then it might be better for us to make a tag call and you take him over, and then Mosman works up to the backer. Burke, watching you. Good job getting out there, blocking the backer. That's a good job. Okay, here we run pass right. So Ife, you're kicking out. So yeah, we're kicking out the 5. So here, this is the this is the time where we have 4 receivers over here. We're unbalanced, and so this tight end is a dead end. Our rule on pass and boot is to kick the 5, and if you have help from the tight end, that's great. But our rule for boot and pass is always a 5 technique. Okay, always a 5. Okay, Burke, watching you. This is a great tag call here. You get him over into your gap, you throw him into your gap, and then you would, if this is another team, you'd go and bury this guy in the dirt. So that's good. That's really, really good. For both you guys, you guys did your job there. All right, we're running truck. This is good. Your rule is gap on cutoff, or you can pull if you're the play side if there's no one gap on. So you get out there and we look inside, but this is where we need to look inside right away because both you and Mosman missed that guy. Okay, now I don't know if he would have made the play, but this is where we got to try to look inside right away for someone flowing from the inside. And then we can go pick up this linebacker. Look right away. Right away. Burke, this is a good job. You're trying to rip up to cut off. Someone slants into your gap, though, so then you would just take them. You would take them and cut them off. That's good. Okay. So we should have a fan call here to the 1-5 side. So the tackle would go out to the 7. Ife, you'd go out to the 5, and then Molitor would pick up the 1. On the 3-5 side, we have an off call. So you just block the 3, you block the 5, and the A back should be going out there and blocking the 7. Okay, so off call on the 3-5, and the A back will go that way. On the 1-5 side, okay, the lineman will take care of that. All right, so Ife, you should be going out to the 3 here. Okay, because you see how Molitor steps out to block the 1. That's Molitor's guy anyways, so you can help out to the outside to the B gap if you need to. Okay. And then Trent is wrong on this side. Trent should be blocking the 5 because the A back is going out for the 7. And Burke, what I just told you before, it'd be better if you up kicked here, so he doesn't get a running start into you. Okay, he can't just, bull rush you over. Alrighty, now we run counter to the left here. Moline, good job running your feet. You have a run counter left. You have a guy in your gap, so you're going to block him down. That's good. So you're driving him off the ball. Just keep a wide base. Okay, it looks like we're running. Keep that nice wide base as you do it. Burke, you pull out, you get around the crap, you work up. Okay, you kick out the first ugly jersey. That's good. Okay, sorry, Moline. Once again, this is another good job on the down block. Okay, Burke, we talked about this. You did it right the first time. I know you know what you're supposed to do. Yep, let's just execute and get out there. I mean, I didn't see this. This looks really nice, where we just ran the ball inside. But yeah, it'd just be nice if, well, did her job there. Okay, now we ran it again. It looks great. So we get around it. Like the first time, we get our double team on the front side. Okay, that's good. It's just we didn't come off on the linebacker from the tackle perspective. Okay, Moline, your guy slants out, so you just stay on your tracks. So, oh, you were so close, Moline. So just stay on your train tracks. If you got a guy in your gap, if he goes out and away on this loop, okay, if he does a little loop, then you can just keep working up to this backer here. Okay, work up to that backer, and that's who you would go get. Okay. Yep, and that's who you would kick there. That's who you would kick, Burke, which is good. And we should run inside the looper. The reason why we don't need to worry about this one technique going out there is because we're kicking the guy that's coming inside. We'll kick him, and the ball should be inside the looper, so the looper should never really be an issue. The one thing I don't like is that I wish Gabe would have tried to rip across his face, and instead of going to the outside because he's into the backfield too quick. Okay, this is power to the left. So our Gabe is wrong here. He should be blocking down on the 3, blocking down on the 1. We're pulling around. So Moline, good job picking up the 1. Now the only thing is that we need to get our head on the number. We need to get our head across because you see how much penetration we're giving up here. See how he's able to run by you? That's not good. Okay, we need to get our head in front and drive him and flatten him out. We need to flatten him out. We can't let him run upfield. And we got to keep running our feet. You got to see how you stop your feet. You got to keep running them. The play is not over. You got to block longer than 2 seconds. Burke, good job getting around the outside and doing your job. Okay, that's better. Moline, I'd still want to see your head more in front. More in front and drive your feet. Burke, good job getting around the outside, looking in, finding someone to block. Burke, good job. We're running Z counter to the right, so we're running counter right. Ife, you pull, you get around the crap, you get to 23. Good job. Now just stay on him. Try to kick him out, make him go outside. Okay, I think that's enough with that.